never made it. But while he was in Scotland, he created a volume of poetry and a great tradition of preserving the histories and the arts and the culture of Scotland, which was under great pressure from the economic power of England to just go away so they could forget what the English kings had done to the people of Scotland. But Burns did not let it go away. And in the bargain, his very thoughtful perception of the relationship between man and nature caused him to think, well, different thoughts. He was by originally trade a crofter. He was a farm boy. As they used to say, a man who wore the hodden grey, the simplest kind of wool clothing. And one day, while he was out in the fields, is it all right for me to tell this, Nathan?
Yes, sir.
One day he was out in the fields, and it was late in the season, and he was cutting the soil, perhaps for a winter planting of wheat. And in the process, he turned over a mouse nest that had been made under a clump of dirt. And the mouse was upset. And it made Burns think about the relationship between man, this greatest of creatures, and mouse, the least. What do they have in common, if anything? And his answer is a lesson to us all. I'm very pleased to tell you that we have with us at festival this year Mr. Nathan Kring, and Nathan has made it his business to memorize, to understand, and recite the poetry of Robert Burns. The incident I just referred to was turned into a poem about the relationship between man and mouse, and it was simply called "Tia Mouse." Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Mr. Nathan Kring and Robert Burns, "To a Mouse."
To a mouse, on turning her up in her nest with a plough, November 1785. Wee sleekit, cour and timbrous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start away so hasty with bicker and brattle. I would be loath to run and chase thee with murder and paddle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt na wiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou mun live? A daemonicker in a thieve's a sma request. I'll get a blessing with the lave and never miss it. Thy wee bit hoosie too in ruin, its silly was the winds are strewing, and Nathan now to beg a new one on foggage green, and bleak December winds ensuing, baith snail and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash, the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for all thy trouble, but whoser hold to thaw the winter's sleety dribble and cranach cold. But Moosie, thou art no thy lane, and proven foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after glee, and lea us nought but grief and pain for promised joy. Still, thou art blessed compared with me. The present only toucheth thee, but I backward cast my eye on prospects drear, and forward, though I canna see, I guess and fear.
That's what it sounded like when Burns recited "To a Mouse" in some of the finest dinner tables in all of Great Britain. And if you had trouble with that, surely you heard the most famous quotation from "To a Mouse." The best laid schemes of mice and men gang off to glee.